about choosing the right care providers. This is such an important topic, and it really does have a massive impact on the type of birth that you have and how you're going to feel afterwards. So this is your birth, this is your baby, this is your family. So you have the right to choose the people that you believe are going to best support the type of birth and outcome that you want. There are lots of different options for care providers, lots of different hospitals. Obviously, you can go to private hospitals where you would have an obstetrician. You can go to a public hospital where you are generally in the midwife's clinic, and for any special circumstances, you may see one of the obstetricians there. You can go to a birthing centre. You can be cared for by your doctor, and then obviously go to the hospital from there. So there are lots of different options. In terms of choosing the right care provider and who is going to be right for you, it's about interviewing them. There are so many great questions that you can ask to really get a feel as to their view on natural birth, or their view on the type of birth that you want to have. Not everybody wants to have a natural birth, and that's okay, but make sure that the person that is looking after you is on the same page. I have written a blog, and there are a list of questions that you can ask your care providers. But if you want to have a natural birth, then you need to have somebody that is going to support natural birth. Our intervention rates here in Australia are ridiculously high. We have some of the highest intervention rates in the world, which is frightening. We're working on getting them down. There's no doubt about that. And, our National Health have set some pretty stringent guidelines for our hospitals to get those rates down, which is fantastic. But at the end of the day, there are care providers out there. There are obstetricians and certain hospitals that have very high intervention rates. And if you choose that care provider, your chances of having an intervened birth, your chances are obviously a lot higher. So if you're going to a hospital that has over 50% cesarean rate, and also an obstetrician that has a very high cesarean rate, your chances of having a cesarean are much higher. So, this is your time to take charge, ask the right questions, and make sure that the person that's looking after you suits you. As I said, this is your birth, this is your baby, and it's okay for you to choose. And a lot of parents don't realise that it is their choice. It's everything in this birth and everything in this pregnancy and birth is your choice. Your choice as to where you birth, your choice as to how you birth, and obviously you're choosing that care provider to look after you. And if there were to be any special circumstances, then that person will look after you and do what's best for you and your baby. But certainly if there is no need for intervention, there's no medical need for intervention, then you want to be sure that you're not going to be with somebody that is going to introduce intervention unnecessarily. So listen to their language, whether you're right at the beginning of your pregnancy or whether you're halfway through or getting close to the end. If you're listening to the language of your care provider and they're speaking very medically, they're talking about intervention, they're talking about the possibility of cesarean or whatever it is, then they may not be, if you are wanting to have a natural birth, they may not be the best person for you. So listen to their language. Ask them questions. What are their intervention rates? How do they feel about natural birth? What are their views on internal examinations? What are their views on hypnobirthing, if you choose to do hypnobirthing? As I said, I've got a list of questions that you can ask your care providers. Print it out, take it along, do some interviewing, and just make sure that who you have with you for your birthing day is the right person. And it's never too late to change. I know plenty of mums that have decided on the 11th hour, oh my golly, I just don't feel like this birth is ours. I feel like you know, the control's being taken away, and it's okay to change. So you know, listen to their language, ask the right questions, and you know, there are lots of fantastic hospitals, there are lots of fantastic obstetricians and midwives, and you know, however you choose to birth and wherever you choose to birth, there are great people to support you, people that will really listen to you and make sure that you get what it is that you want, and keep you safe throughout that process. So sending you lots of love in this pregnancy, and my next topic, I want to talk to you about avoiding artificial induction, which is really important. All of the great things that you can do to avoid artificial induction, so we'll talk about that next. And jump onto our Facebook page, say good day, and also onto the website. The Facebook page is HypnoBirthing Gold Coast. The website is hypnobirthinggoldcoast.com.au. And yeah, take care of yourself, enjoy your pregnancy. Speak to you soon. Bye.